Hi, Professor John. Let me test your sound.
Mute myself. Okay, is the sound okay? Yeah, I'm John. Okay,
Very good. So,
okay, good.
how are you in Israel?
Yeah, okay, I will talk to you in about 50 minutes then. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Take your time,
Okay, thank you.
please.
关掉。
Good afternoon, Ali.
Afternoon. This is Mahmoud. Yes, hello.
Hi. You know, people in Beijing are still now. Most of people are coming in terms with their own share of COVID-19. The first wave of contagion.
Right. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that. I hope things get better soon.
Yeah, I think we have to endure that.
Yeah. How are you yourself? You okay?
I think I have just ended my share of that.
Oh, really?
For me, I think it's the sixth day.
I see.
Almost recovered, but still a little bit ache as a throat.
Did you manage to get any vaccine?
Yeah, I did have a vaccine. I think at least for 3 times.
Oh, right. Okay. And even then, so the virus may be mutating, that the vaccine is no longer direct.
Yeah, maybe it is a new variant. And anyway, I think since I have
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Just some housekeeping before we start the event today. Please silence your mobile phone and mute your mic throughout the dialogue unless you are speaking. We shall commence with the sessions in 1 minute's time. Good afternoon, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, and also those following us on YouTube Live. Welcome to the New Inclusive Asia Dialogue 2022, co-organized by the Center for New Inclusive Asia and Global Governance Institution. I'm Eugene, the Research Director for Center for New Inclusive Asia Malaysia, and also the Dean of Faculty of Business and Management, UCSI University. Your host and moderator today for both the sessions that we will be listening to in a while's time. We have 2 dialogue sessions with reputable international speakers sharing their views today. The first dialogue session is on China's high-quality development and Chinese-style modernization. The second dialogue session is on China's diplomacy after the 20th CPC Congress. Once again, welcome to this New Inclusive Asia Dialogue 2022. Without further ado, let us welcome Tan Sri Ong Kiat, the chairman for CNIA, for his welcoming address. Tan Sri, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Professor Eugene Peck, Mr. K.K. Ko, the President of CNIA, Captain Tian from China, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. To begin with, on behalf of the CNIA, may I welcome all our distinguished speakers and panelists who are here to share their thoughts on a very timely topic, that is China and the world after the 20th CPC National Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, indeed, the spotlight on the recently concluded 20th Communist Party of China, or CPC National Congress in Beijing, had been shining possibly far brighter than that homing in on any other ruling party convention in the world. Significance of the 20th CPC National Congress is beyond doubt far more greater than that of a partisan or a domestic event of China. It is an impactful milestone that is all set to reshape the world, signifying the magnitude of China's influence on the world stage. The New Inclusive Asia Dialogue, or NIAD, N-I-A-D, one of the key events of our Center for New Inclusive Asia, is fortunate to have the Global Governance Institute as our co-organizer in hosting the yearly event before the year draws to its close. And this session is all set to focus on two key dimensions, namely China's high-quality development and the Chinese-style modernization, and China's diplomacy after the 20th CPC Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, over the past 10 years, China's international role has been visibly growing through the active participation in different global organizations and its deployment of peacekeeping troops serving under the authority of the UN Security Council. It has evolved from a mere passive follower of the existing world order to a staunch defender of multilateral international cooperation based on the UN Charter. An increasingly confident China with greater global outreach and growing vocal discourse power is now in the making. The proactive offering of public goods in the form of China's solutions to the various challenges confronting humanity has characterized China's governance under the CPC's leadership. The resounding success of absolute poverty elimination in China has made it a model to emulate in the global endeavor to achieve the 2030 UN Sustainable Development Goal of poverty alleviation. Its relentless effort in lifting 850 million people out of poverty over the past 4 decades is by itself a great feat of achievement in attaining the Sustainable Development Goal of poverty reduction. The ultimate success in extricating 98.99 million people from destitution by the year 2020 has further positioned China 10 years ahead of the targeted deadline in realizing the United Nations 2030 agenda. This tenacious commitment to the people-centric endeavor is no doubt a timely contribution to the reset of global governance in the face of mounting existential threats. Ladies and gentlemen, against the prevailing gloomy backdrop across the world, President Xi Jinping's ideal of building a community with a shared future for humanity, underpinning the Global Development Initiative, or GDI, remains relevant and appealing to the emerging economies in the global south. But this would also anticipatedly bring the existing geopolitical rivalry between China and the US-led West to a new height, as the latter's perception of its global preeminence being challenged is getting increasingly pronounced. The purported ideological antagonism and the megaphone diplomacy by the West would continue to dominate the global geopolitical scene at the expense of coordinated international cooperation. This could only further exacerbate the polarization worldwide, but practically serve little to stymie the rise of China. The 20th CPC Congress has by and large outlined the roadmap of governance for China for the next 5 years and beyond. The second centennial goal of realizing a modern and a strong, powerful socialist statehood by the middle of the 21st century set the tone for the Chinese statecraft. China is well poised to embrace the world more confidently, though not without headwinds, notably in the face of rising risk of military conflicts and the deglobalization. Ladies and gentlemen, in its pursuit of development alongside the partnering countries of BRI, China has showcased a new model of inclusive and symbiotic collaboration, which underscores mutuality in consultation and participation, as well as sharing of development dividends. The post-Congress mode of development is anticipated to have more drivers in store to meet the ever-escalating needs of the post-pandemic economic recovery. Endeavors beyond infrastructural connectivity, ranging from the blue economy, green economy, and digital economy to public health capacity building, look set to dominate the domain. The Sino-US rivalry in expanding its respective sphere of influence is likely to remain, if not escalated. The Global South, in dire need of such technological know-how, would either continue to provide a ready consumer market for such technology, or simply turn into a theater of geopolitical power tussle between the two powers through offer of technology transfer, if any, to the host countries. Ladies and gentlemen, unlike the other peer countries in the Global South, China is destined to embark more on a self-innovative path in the face of mounting threats of technology decoupling and component export ban against China by the US in the field of technology development. In this regard, self-innovation has never been alien to China. Its trajectory of modernization in pursuit of development over centuries is a classic case in point. From the Chinese perspective, modernization is not necessarily synonymous to westernization, as there is no single stereotype template for modernization. More so in the case of diverse cultures that differentiate the societal needs from one country to another. Unlike the Western colonial powers, which owe their modernization very much to their predatory nature of colonizing land beyond their shores, China has been consistently embracing globalization in its pursuit of modernization. Plundering of resources from the colonialized land remains alien to the Chinese, but instead, their comprehensive range of supply chains was built cumulatively through centuries of toil and tears. In short, China has over the years been embarking on modernization without being westernized as was anticipated by the West. Ladies and gentlemen, I presume our panel speakers from China will enlighten us more on the Chinese mode of modernization, which has now become the catchphrase of the 20th CPC Congress and beyond. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Tan Sri Ong, for your enlightening welcome address. Next, we would like to welcome Captain Tian Shizhen, founder and president of Global Governance Institute, China, to deliver his welcoming address.
Thank you, moderator. Thank you, Chairman Tan and Kiki. Good afternoon, distinguished guest speakers and audiences. And I'm not sure whether you have already attended webinars with the exact same title before. I must confess that I have met 2 such seminars in China. Fortunately, this webinar is organized from Malaysia and using English as our working language. For this, I express my special thanks to our co-organizer and as well our long-term partner, the Center for a New Inclusive Asia, for taking tremendous efforts to make this event happen. And my thanks also goes to all distinguished speakers for being with us. And I very much look forward to listening to your enlightening perspectives. The coincidence that many similar webinars with exact same title are being held means that we have consensus that the just ended 20th CPC Congress is important, not only for the Chinese people, but also for the whole world, because a developing China will bring opportunities to the international opportunities. As I read the report, although there are many new terms and great changes, still